A new Tampa Bay Business Journal hits newsstands today, and as always, editor Alexis Muellner is here to tell us about some of the big stories. Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you.
Good to see you.
You too, always.
All right, a partner at a Tampa law firm recently wrote an article called Too Many Lawyers. I didn't know that there were, 100,000 lawyers in the state of Florida?
Nearly 100,000 lawyers in the state of Florida, and that's the Florida bar. These are licensed to the Florida bar. And you'd think, okay, that's a lot of lawyers, so there's probably very much competition for new lawyers. But one of the things that's sort of ironic about this is that there's also a huge need for legal services. There's a lot of folks out there who can't afford to have a lawyer when they need it. And so the Florida bar is looking at this carefully. I mean, yeah, you have 100,000 highly educated people. There are ways that the Florida bar is trying to find out how can they work in civil justice, also trying to get the business community involved in mediation and working with getting younger lawyers out to do things like working with the public defender. A lot of folks want to get into this field, and is it going to be too much? Well, for big law firms, there's going to be good candidates, but really kind of an interesting prospect to say we're very, very densely populated with lawyers in the state, but there are ways to work that out.
Oh, okay. We go from too many lawyers to a whole lot of apartments. Apparently, a new apartment building being built in Harbor Island, then also in downtown Tampa.
Well, if you add it up now, multifamily, which is really the euphemism for apartments, has been hot in the commercial real estate for a long time. These are very easily financed. They have a revenue stream, so investors really like apartments, and so there are about 1,000 units in downtown. Slated out for downtown, the newest in Harbor Island. And what we're sort of beginning to think about is there a return to condos? Now, none of the folks that are building these apartments are saying we're going to convert, but it's probably on the horizon, a return of this cycle back to apartment ownership.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about these major security data breaches. Publix is taking a proactive approach right now.
Yeah, it was interesting. Publix put out a request for some services related to public relations in anticipating the possibility of a breach. It happened to Target. They waited a week. It was a public relations nightmare. They lost chief executives. Publix, always being very proactive, and their marketing team and their public relations side, very polished, always very, very strategic. Anticipating the potential of something like this in case it happens, they're going to be right on top of it. And I think it's a lesson for all businesses and anybody who's sort of working in a strategic sort of environment to think ahead. What are the kinds of things I need to anticipate for crisis?
Always good to see you.
You too, Dia.
All right, and for more Business Journal headlines, go to the Money section of the ABC Action News app.